I'm going to do a short video on diagnostics if you've got problems. This is a 4K Max Firestick, Amazon Firestick, and running IPTV. So we're going to do them both. We're going to start with the actual Firestick. You'll go over to your control and on your far right hand side with the little wheel, and you'll see that you've got, if you then bring down your um, control, you'll see you've got various different things. The first thing I would do when I have issues is I go to my Fire TV, and if you click on about, and on your Fire Stick, you will see if you go down check for updates. I would check for updates. If it does see some, it will come up and download them as it's going to do here. If it doesn't, it's going to give you a message that says that your Fire Stick is up to date. So in my case, we have an update to do. It's going to download it. Then it's going to say install the update. Click on that. That will now install the update on your Fire Stick. So just give that. It can be fairly quick, and it can be a few minutes to do it. So we're just going to let that update. So going to come back up, check for updates again. We're going to click it again just to see. It now says our Fire Stick is up to date. We're going to use our back button, which is this button here. And we're going to go back. If you think that this is freezing or whatever, you can always go to restart. It will restart your Fire Stick. Do not hit the set to factory defaults. You do that, it's going to wipe it out and put it right back to factory defects or defaults. So you can just go to restart. That will restart the whole, shut the stick right down and reboot it, just sort of like rebooting your computer. Okay, so that's taking us back here. If you have a problem with your remote, if we go over to remote and then we click on Amazon Fire Stick remotes, I have once seen when you click on it, it would come up and say there's an update for it. That would be if you have remote problems. I've only seen it once, but it's something to note. We're going to go back to here. I'm going to go to equipment control. This is sort of a side thing. I'm going to go equipment control, manage equipment, TV. Should you want to change your TV so that you can use the control, you'll notice it says you can remove this device, but you can change TV in here. And in here, you can actually change the TV so that you can use your Fire Stick remote to control volume, shut it off, that type of thing. I just thought I'd say that in the way past. That's your primary stuff for your Fire Stick. Now we're going to go to IPTV. And in here, when we get into it, if you haven't used it for a while, it will automatically update those. But you can always go over to each one, then your down arrow key, and update it. That will update your IPTV. So in our case, we are using IPT Smarters. It will update the live, go over, do the same thing for movies, do the same thing for series. I have noticed that every once in a while, movies will disappear. Um, they're doing an update or whatever, and I'll come back in, and all of a sudden the movies will be back. So, for example, I've read that there were a whole bunch of issues with some people's IPTV. I went into movies. The movies were down to about 8,000 movies. I see now it's up to 12,848 movies. So it's back to normal. Other little thing up here, top row, go across the little gear. If you've got the spinning wheel to see, is it my IPTV? Is it the speed? Go across down to speed. Begin test. This will give you a good idea on whether you've got. If you haven't got at least 5 megs per second, you're gonna have issues with IPTV. This with a lot going on right in our house right now at 21 Mbps, you got lots of speed to be able to use IPTV. Not ideally, sometimes we'll be at like 100 or 55 or 60. But anyways, that's enough to get it going. Again, you're looking for ideally 10. 5 will work. But if you got that spinning wheel of death, especially if you happen to be in a house that's got 8 or 10 IPT sticks, plus people uploading and downloading, whatever, maybe it'll be busy on your internet, and that could be a factor. But in my case, no problem. Approaching 20 is lots of speed. The upload has nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's all the download that's on there. Those are the major things that I would use to check my IPTVs. I've got the spinning wheel of death or not working. If when you're doing this, you go and you find that when you go to do the update, it doesn't update, that's when I would go over to the settings and I would check my speed test just to see if it's an IPTV problem or if it is a problem with my internet. And hopefully those little tips will help you.